Hi there, welcome to Campsite Sweden, and today we are going to make a bow drill set, and I will also talk a little bit about the history of this fire making method. Now, what do we need for this? We need pieces of wood like this. Now this is a piece of dry basswood, and I will only use this section for the spindle or the drill, and we will need something for the fireboard that you have on the ground. So we will cut this piece of basswood in half. Both of these are dry. They are dry. And you will also need a bow, and the bow is can just be a sturdy piece of a fresh stick like this. I just cut it down here in the woods. You will need a rope, and I use this type of rope. It should be rigid like this. It should not be flexible. It must be rigid. And well, that's it. So let's start by processing this piece of basswood. And during the making of this set, I will also talk a bit about fire making methods. So, as you know, we can say that fire is the single most important innovation that humanity has ever come up with. By using fire, we were able to, as a species, to cook food. And why is that important? Well, you know, we ate raw food. We ate raw meat in the early days, the Homo erectus in Africa. We ate raw meat. And after we started making fire, we could cook the food, cook the meat. And that makes the proteins and the nutrients in the food much more available. And this in turn means that we can utilize this in a much better way, so we can succeed in the evolutionary race as a species. So that's why it's so important. We became bigger, faster and stronger by making fire and cooking food. This piece for the spindle should be, it shouldn't be thinner than your thumb, and it should be like the length of your underarm, like this, to start with. As you might know, they've used fire at least 1 million years, and but this particular method, the friction fire method, which this is, it's probably has been used for tens of thousands of years, but we don't know for sure, because the evidence, the sticks, they rot away very fast, so it's hard to find evidence for this method. One important thing with this spindle is that it must be straight. It must be as straight as possible. like that. Okay, so before we use this strange thing here, we will make this spindle pointy at one end and even more pointy at the other end. Now this is a bit thick, it's a bit long, but I think it's okay. So let's make it pointy at one end. The one end that's toward the fireboard should be a bit dull, so to speak, not sharp but dull. That's because at that end towards the fireboard you want friction. You want friction to build up. So you want it to be something like this. Let's see if we can focus on that like that. So it's not pointy, but at the other end here it should be more sharp. Okay, now I have made it pointy like this. So pointy at one end and more dull at one end. So now we're ready with this one. So now we will go over to making the fireboard. Now for the fireboard, we will just cut this dry piece of basswood in half to start with. Let's hope now that it splits. In the middle. Seems to be going according to plan. Okay. 2 halves. So we will use one of them and split it again. Yeah, so lucky day. Seem to be going along a line here. So we want a board. Oops. We want a board just like this one. Okay. Cut away the sides. Now remember that this is a dry piece of basswood, so it's not fresh. Okay. I can make it like a... make it flat with your sharp axe. If it isn't sharp, then you have to sharpen it. And if you want to sharpen an axe, you can use a file. I use a file, it's usually the best method, I think. So there is the fireboard ready. What you also will need is a bird's nest. And what is that, you ask? Should I take a bird's nest? No. It's a bundle of very dry grass like this, and I also put some hemp fibers here. So when we have the ember going, we will put the ember here and we can blow this into flames. So now we have done the basic equipment, the fireboard and the spindle or the drill. Fireboard goes here, the drill goes here, and on top here, you have to have something to hold on to. So I just cut out this piece of basswood for that. Now, when you start doing this drilling, you will see that this part here will start digging in to the upper part, and up here you want low friction. You don't want any friction here. So therefore I bought this one, and my idea here is to make a little hole and fit this here, and then this one can go here without digging into the to the wood. Okay, so this is what I did. I took out here, carved out the depression for this, and in here goes the pointy part. I have prepared the bow, and it's pretty straightforward. I just cut a little cut here, the same on the other side, and then I measured to get the right tension here for the spindle. You need to put this like this. So see here, goes like this, the dull point downward, the pointy upward. But the tension here needs to be rather tight, so you have to measure here. So when you have this like this, it's tight. And then I also cut a little V-shaped groove here, because here is where the spindle should rotate. And what is happening here is that we are creating a lot of friction here, and the friction builds up heat, and this will create well, it will scrape off pieces of this wood, and the pieces will fall down in this groove here and collect to a little pile here, and this pile should start glowing, and then you have your ember. When the pile is glowing and smoking, then you have succeeded. So that's the basic principle. So we are more or less ready, so we can start drilling. I take a little piece of birch bark and put under the fireboard, so the ember can fall onto the birch bark. So the basic operation now for this is the basic principle. Let's see, like that. Then I need my bearing block. So, basic operation. One foot on the fireboard. Use your knee to get steady position, and then it's time to do the drilling. Yes. Now you see this pile is smoking, and that means we have created this ember, so we can gently just give it some oxygen. Then it's time to put this into our bird's nest. Here it is, little baby fire. And now we gently put this into this bird's nest like this. Yes. And needless to say, if you haven't prepared sticks and prepared the fire beforehand, then you won't succeed. So now I think it's just to blow this into flames. Smoke. Okay. So now we grew the little ember, the little baby fire, into this major grown-up beast of a flame. Thanks for watching today, and I hope you will join me also next time. Yeah, see you next time. Bye.